Evening all, I've been so looking forward to this show. When I knew that Amanda was going to be joining us at Hobbymaker, I was like, yes! We have Honeydew as a brand new supplier to Hobbymaker. And Amanda and I, we go back a long way, don't we?
A long way.
How many years?
Oh, it must be 10 plus.
I think so.
Must be.
Yeah. Now tell me, have you enjoyed your first day here?
It's been really nice.
You've
so
had fun?
chilled. I had so much fun. It's been so nice. Green room's been lovely. All the staff have been fab. It's been brilliant.
I'm so chuffed. And I'm so chuffed as well that everybody loved your collection. And this is a milestone for you, isn't it? Because this is your 50th.
50th release of stamps. My
50th
goodness.
release.
Where has that gone?
I know. And it's the first time that Amanda has had a collection on Hobbymaker. Today's the first day. And thank you for all the lovely messages you sent into Amanda earlier on. If you want to send a message in this show, please do feel free. It's free to do that. Just go to hobbymaker.co.uk. Where it says contact the studio, you can just type a little message. Alex will get it as soon as you send it through and we can put it on the screen. Now, to mark this historic day of Amanda being with us, we're going to do a Davy B Lucky Dip. I remembered, because half the time I forget. We say we're going to do it and I forget all about it. We're going to do a Davy B Lucky Dip, so you're going to have a bit of a special card from Amanda. The card she makes first in the show will be what we give away. And bearing in mind it's the first day of Amanda being here, it'll be a bit of a special card for you to be the owner of. All you've got to do is send in via the email, studio@hobbymaker.co.uk, your name and your customer number, and your address will be helpful as well if you could do that. So name, customer number and address, email it now to studio@hobbymaker.co.uk and we'll spin the wheel and someone will win that card from Amanda just before 8 o'clock tonight. Now the 50th selection, the 50th collection of stamps and also stencils. Now some of these are sold out individually. We've been able to get more stock of the Buy the Show, which is basically set 1, set 2, set 3. And this is what sold out earlier, but we've been able to do a bit of jiggling.
Yeah, we have
we've
moved
got a few
things
more
around and added a few more in.
Absolutely. Now, let's look at these because the designs are amazing. They're really good sizes. Some of them are quirky. Some of them are really floral and flamboyant. You've got flourishes going on, but they're gorgeous designs, these.
We work really hard to try and cover all bases, so to speak. So we are known for our flowers and fine lines. So that's obviously a big theme for us.
Yep.
And being our 50th, we had to bring in those flowers. Springtime, definitely you have to have some flowers to brighten our world, hey?
Absolutely.
So yeah, this is just a little bit of everything really. So we've covered hopefully all genders, all ages, and everybody in between.
Well, Sharon in Virginia is already in. Sheila in Worcestershire is already in. That's the first part of the collection. You're going to get everything if you go for what's on the screen right now. Down to the second line, you'll get all of these as well. So you've got your beautiful florals, and as Amanda said, this is what she's really, really well known for. Now, hang on a minute. That one. There we go. Look at that beautiful floral. Are they kind of mystery flowers, or are they all...
There is a magnolia in there, there's a crocus and clematis, individual flowers and as a spray.
And I'll show you some finished cards in a minute. They'll give you amazing inspiration. And then on the bottom, you've got your stencils and your masks, because you always give the positive and the negative. As well.
If we can, on the way the design works. So with Corner Waves, it doesn't have the mask, it's just the stencil. But the others you get the mask with as well. So.
Now, look at these for designs. They are really, really amazing. I know our favourite in the office today has been this one just here.
Squiggles background.
The squiggly background, which you were using in the demo in the last show, weren't you?
Yes, we were.
Let me just flick through some of these cards because these have been done by your design team, and Hazel Egan's done this one just to show you how you can use them, whether you're colouring them in, whether you're using the stencil as a background and then just stamping in black. That works beautifully well, very stylish.
Definitely. I love this magnolia. That's what we're using on the first demo this evening. It's just really a real classic.
Yeah, beautiful.
And then
Is that a crocus, that one?
Yeah.
Crocuses? I'm not very well up on my flowers, I must admit. My daffodils, I know my daffodils.
Everybody knows the daffodils.
Absolutely.
And I think this would make a great Easter card, the daffodils.
Definitely. Isn't that beautiful? Like a daffodil wreath. And then monochrome. Beautiful in monochrome too. But then more daffodils, this time with your embossing powders.
And you've got the Corner Waves on the top and bottom there just to frame it.
Really effective, aren't they? Beautiful. You don't have to use bold colours. You can use quite subtle pastel colours. Love those.
Spring flowers, and then the wellies is another stamp. I'm not sure if they're on our brand shop, but they will be coming on there if they're not on there yet.
And you have got a brand shop up and running on our website now?
Brand shop up and running.
Do you know you're going to be with us like once a month?
Yes.
I know you've got next month off because you've got a course or something,
Yeah.
but certainly if any time you want Honeydew products, stamps, or indeed embossing folders or anything like that, or masks and stencils, just go to our website and then look for Honeydew in the brand pages. And if it's in stock, you can order it, even if, of course, Amanda's not on air. It doesn't matter. She doesn't have to be on air for you to be able to buy anything. Then using maybe some vellum and cutting out these wonderful florals, using white embossing powder. How beautiful is that?
That's
Stunning.
one we did on our earlier show, this one, that one that you're holding up now. So
Beautiful.
just don't be scared of having white space.
No.
It's a real classic card to make.
What time was your earlier show?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. So you can watch that show after we've done this show, and when we finish at 8, you can watch that show back if you want to, for how to make that card. But all of these stencils and stamps have been used to make these fantastic cards. Do you always get surprised what your design team do with what
Our
you send
design
out to
team
them?
are amazing. They have a really open brief, so I'm not particularly precious about anything. So they can just make what inspires them.
Yeah.
And that's the whole idea of a design team, because that means that everybody sees something differently.
Oh, look at this.
And that's
Great
corner
use for the
waves.
corners, but using them 4 ways as a centerpiece. Love that. Almost like a vase.
And then
There you've got your balloons, which is that first stamp. Loads of names coming through wanting to win. So you're making our producer, Alex, type away really feverishly. You'll all be on the wheel. We'll spin that wheel and give whatever Amanda makes in the first demo just before 8 o'clock tonight. But who doesn't love balloons? Symbol of
And the
celebration.
balloons covers everybody. So you could do them in really bright colours and pop a number 1 or a number 2 on it, and it's great for children.
Absolutely.
Or you can do it in more sort of monochrome, muted colours, and it would be great for an adult.
Absolutely. And this one, I know, was one of the ones you did in the earlier
it is.
show. That wonderful squiggle, that stencil, I love that to bits. Really, really love that.
The hardest thing for me when I come to doing designing is naming them.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what on earth am I going to call this? And it's a squiggle. That is what it is.
Exactly.
And that's what we would all describe it as. So that's what it is.
Okay, well, if you want to join in the celebrations today in welcoming Honeydew and Amanda to Hobby Maker, that $133.39 is not your price. That's what you should be paying if you're paying the proper price for all the stamps and the stencils. It's our birthday. It's the launch day of Honeydew on Hobby Maker. So let's do something special. We sold out of this in the earlier show, in the first show. We've been able to get a limited quantity, a very limited quantity of the big bundle. We do smaller bundles. The top shelf is one bundle, the second shelf is another bundle, and the bottom shelf is another bundle of the masks and stencils. But if you want it all of that together, let's get that price down. First few of you to check out will be lucky. There will be some people that miss out on this. $109.99 gets you everything, gets you the lot. And it's on split pay. And we have half the stock that we had in the earlier show available for this show. And that sold out straight away in the earlier show. So this is going to do the same, I feel sure. It's on split pay, and it's on 4-way split pay. So it's $27.49 to pay today. That's all you need to pay us, plus the P&P if you've not paid it already. And all of these stamps and the stencils and the masks will be on their way to you. And then there's 3 more interest-free split pays in a month's time, 2 months' time, and 3 months' time. Or if you want to pay the whole thing in one go, of course you can do that. Give our call centre a call, 0800 001 4433. It's free phone from your mobile and your landline phone. No charge for the call at all, and free to order on the website and the app. Now, with everyone that's already putting this in their baskets, it's gone. But it's only gone when people check out. So if you want it and you want to check out quickly, pop it in your basket quickly, MXHN25, and that first split payment. Okay, should we go to a demo?
Should we
Is that
go
all right?
for it?
Yeah, this is what we're going to give away, by the way.
Right, so again, I've prepped quite a lot of this ahead because it's something, we actually did a YouTube video on this about a week ago.
Okay.
So if you want to see it from start to finish, please feel free. So this is using the trailing frames, stencils and mask.
Yeah.
So I've got one of them here. Now this is a little bit wiggly.
Right.
Don't be hard on yourself. We are making a background piece of paper from a piece of white cardstock. If it moves, it isn't the end of the world.
Right.
So please do not be hard on yourself. In fact, that's kind of part of the fun of this one, is that it doesn't have to be exact. It is fun that it's a bit blurry and a bit out of shape. And
Do you always brush it in the direction that the stencil goes?
I try and work with it when they're wiggly. If they're more solid, then you can obviously go around in your circles,
Yeah.
etc. But this is just how you would make a background using this. And as I say, it doesn't matter if it gets a bit out of shape and a bit not where you wanted it to be. That's the whole fun of it. If you want to be precious about it, go in and tape it down in places if you want to.
I do love the fact
But-
that in the vast majority of cases, you give the positive and the negative, the mask.
I do as much as I
Understand.
can because
Yeah.
there's so much you can do with it.
Yeah.
And why waste it? If it's been cut out, you might as well use it.
Some designs mean that that's not possible, but in the vast majority, you're going to get the positive and the negative with the
Yeah,
stencils.
that's what we try.
Yeah.
So as I say, don't be precious about it moving around. That's half of its charm. So as I said, I have done lots of this ahead of the game. So you've kind of got your negatives going on here. And you can feel free to overlap. You can just do it with really light colours. Do it how you want it to be. There is no right, there is no wrong. So you're going to keep building that up. Then you would go in, and I would do the whole sheet just because, and we're only using strips of this, but by using the whole sheet, you've got it done already.
Yeah.
So you can use it this time and then maybe go in and use it for something else another time. So you've already got it made. And as I say, these are wiggly, so don't panic. And once you've kind of built it all up, I'm not going to go all the way through all of that, you'll end up with something that looks like this. Now, obviously, I had a bigger sheet. I had a bigger sheet again here. And I've cut this down, my A4 sheet, to come in to make some strips. And I've cut completely random strips widths-wise. So if you've got, I don't know, you want to make a 7x7 card or an 8x8 card, you're always going to end up with an odd piece that cuts off that you think, oh, I'm not going to do with that. Don't ever throw those bits away. Those bits make up these cards.
I've just got to let you know, there's one of the big bundle left. All the others have checked out. So the next person to check out will get the last one of the big bundle. Congratulations, one and all. Hasn't that gone quick? Even quicker than the earlier show.
It did.
But we
Right.
have got smaller bundles, and there are some with the individuals, if you want to cherry pick and make up your own
So
bundle.
we're going to go in with the Magnolia now. And we're going to take a black ink and we're going to ink this stamp up. Lots and lots of little light taps. The amount of people that when they first see us at shows, I can't stamp, I never get a good image. 9 times out of 10, it's because they've gone bum, 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 that's my ink.
Yeah.
Make sure you put the ink on. If you don't put the ink on a stamp, it's got nothing to stamp out.
Exactly.
So spend the time, lots and lots of little light taps. Don't press too hard on that ink because it will bleed through and then you'll lose the detail of your stamp. So you're going to place your stamp down. This is just...
Alex, our producer, is just putting all the individuals that are available on the website now for you. So if you want to cherry pick and pick a couple or pick 3, we haven't got all the individuals, but what we have got available, he's just putting on the website now for you.
This is just one of the scrap pieces, again, off an A4 card that I've cut down to size. So keep all of those pieces. We're cutting this out, fussy cutting this out. So why waste a whole brand new sheet of cardstock if you don't need to?
Exactly.
Oh, I'm missing a bit, so we'll just fold this in half. I forgot to get that bit ready for myself.
I mean, I think that's why with our Paper Dynamics shows with Keith, so often a lot of you kind of buy the odd shaped or the different shaped cardstock rather than just buying A4 all the time. You buy the smaller strips because so often you don't need to cut into your big A4 card.
These are that's perfect for things like that. I've got a box or a bag beside my crafting chair that has all the offcuts. Every single people must laugh at me because I even keep the tiniest little pieces because they're great for your sentiment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're going to heat this up. I do heat from underneath. That is purely my own choice because I'm going to be adding a little bit of colour. I don't want that clear embossing powder to jump around too much. So by heating from underneath, it puts a barrier between your heat gun and your embossing powder.
Yeah.
The ink we're using, VersaFine Onyx Black, is not necessarily an embossing ink. They're not always the best of friends. So you do have to be quite quick to get that embossing powder on there while it's still wet.
Big collection's now sold out, Amanda. You can still buy the small ones. We'll go through, when we've done the demo, we'll go through the smaller collections and the individuals that we've got available as well, but they're all on the website now for you.
So,
You can't ask for more than a sellout, can you?
oh my goodness. So we're
Twice.
just going to add a small amount of colour. So literally, I've just added a little bit on there. I just want to bring in a little bit of colour on those flowers. We're cutting these out, so you don't have to be precious about it. And if you don't want the colour on there, you don't have to add the colour on there.
So this is the Magnolia stamp, which if you want it on its own, it's on the website now, it's on the screen now for £9.99. That's all you want.
Lots of people say to me, I don't fussy cut because my hand's not very steady. If you give yourself a little border
Yeah.
all the way around the edge,
That's what I do.
nobody looks at what you've cut because their eye is automatically taken to the line of your stamped image. But also with this for this particular design, that's exactly what I wanted to happen. I want that little white border. So I'm just going to cut this out like that. So you've already got one cut out. Then you're going to hate me even more because I'm going to then stick that onto black cardstock and I'm going to do the same again. So you would end up, I don't know how close we can come in on a camera, but you end up with a black stamped
Dan's coming
image
in, he's zooming in
with
for
the
you.
white and then the black border around the edge.
Like it.
So that's the basics of that one. As I say, you don't want to watch me fussy cutting all of that out. So we've kind of got stages going.
By the way, just in case you're wondering, you can sell what you make absolutely fine, not a problem at all, for personal profit or for charitable purposes. So order away, stamp away, stencil away and enjoy.
Definitely. So these are those strips. Remember, all these tiny little pieces are probably just random pieces that I've had left over when I've cut my strips up. And then we're just going to position these on here however you feel necessary. Quite random is nice, but random isn't always the easiest thing to do. I've done exactly the same, by the way, with this. I've layered it onto the black as well, so there's a real fine black
I'm
line
a big fan of that
around
kind of
here.
panel art like that. I like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a great way for using up all those little extra pieces that you've got left.
Have you got that sort of artwork in your house on walls and things?
I don't have very much artwork at all. I always love it, but I've got so many photos of my niece and my dog and this dog and that dog and holidays. That's what tends to be around our house at the moment. But yeah, if I have a choice, I don't go for pretty pictures. I do go for the slightly bit more abstracty, arty looking things. Some of my ornaments, I'm sure people look at and think, what on earth was she thinking when she did that?
I'm so chuffed you're here with us at Hobby Maker.
Yeah, it's been a really lovely day.
Loads of you messaging saying how delighted you are to see Amanda here at Hobby Maker. Thank you for that. We'll read some of those messages and put them on the screen for you. Alex will do that in a second.
So as I say, just position these in any way you want them to be. I tend to use a wet glue for doing this purely because it gives you a little bit of wiggle room. So it gives you a chance to position things where you want them. Like that one I think is too high. So we'll move that down a little bit. I don't press anything down too hard until I'm happy with where it is. So we've got the wiggle room. We've got everything where we want it to be and we're just going to push that down. I've got a sentiment here which came from the floral silhouette.
Right.
So when life gives you a beautiful day, make beautiful memories.
Nice.
And we had a lovely day up here today. It wasn't like that when I left home, but
No. I was saying earlier on, my journey today was, I almost wanted to turn around and go back home again. I thought, I'm not travelling in
The
this.
weather down south was horrendous.
It was horrific.
So again, I've put some foam pads on the back, but I again give myself a little bit of wiggle room with some wet glue on there so I can position that where I think I want it. And then I'm going to take this piece, and I probably would put foam pads on here, but I haven't got them on there and it's too much time to take up for the show. But if you can put some foam pads on and give it a little bit of lift, that's really nice as well.
Definitely. And also, you know, if you're watching and you're not really a fan of colouring in or you don't feel comfortable colouring in,
This is a great,
this is the perfect technique.
Perfect. So we're just going to pop that down on there. And as I say, there is a complete video on this on YouTube. We did this on last Thursday, I think. So
Look at that.
and that's it. But one other thing I did want to say is I am a big fan of making sure you carry through into the inside of your card what you've done on the front, because I think it really makes it a finished professional card.
I never think of doing that, but why not?
So this is literally just taking the stencil and just
You could even-
really lightly popping some of that colour inside.
I suppose also
then
you
it
could
themes
put it on the envelope as well if you
You
wanted
could,
to.
you can bring everything in together. And just by doing that, I think it just makes it just that extra little bit special.
Would you sign that?
I will sign that.
Fantastic. That is our giveaway. The first day of Amanda being here at Hobby Maker, and you could win her card that she's just put together on the show today. You've got basically about 25 minutes or 20 minutes thereabouts to get your message into us. Just send us your name, your customer number, and your address. Would make it a lot easier to get it sent out to you to studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. I already got a full wheel, but we'll put all the names on. The more of you that message in, the more the wheel will fill up. Okay, now lots of messages coming through from Mildred in Cheshire. Hi, Mildred. Evening, Dave, Amanda and the crew. So lovely to see you on Hobbycraft. Have a wonderful evening. And regards to Martin and Kay. Love,
Bless.
Mildred.
Thank you, Mildred.
Thank you, Mildred. Brilliant. Thank you for that. Now, also, we've got one from Georgie, who says in Ayrshire, hi, Amanda and Dave. A big happy second birthday to you all. Thank you very much. And a very warm welcome to Honeydew for joining the Hobby Maker family. Georgie
Thank
with 2
you,
kisses.
Georgie.
There's a lot of love for you out there, which
We've
is
had
lovely.
a lovely day. Thank you.
It's been amazing. Now, also, Susan in Lincolnshire says, hi, Dave and Amanda. Just love Honeydew stamps. They're always stamped lovely. Welcome to the Hobby Maker family. Thank you, Susan. Okay, now, obviously the big bundle's sold out. So you're probably thinking, well, how can I buy them then? The other way to do it, you can buy the top bundle, you can buy the medium bundle, or you can buy the bottom bundle, or you can buy all three, and that way you'll get all of them again, okay? But the big bundle has gone. So on the top there, we've got this one, which is the A5 stamp bundle. You've got your balloons. I love that cluster of balloons. It's the sort of thing that, you know, if, I don't know, maybe a company or an individual or whatever celebrates something, you just imagine everyone literally just letting go and them just going up into the sky. Fantastic. So there's the balloons. You've also got happy birthday to you, up, up and away. It's your birthday. Next to that, you've then got that beautiful wreath with the florals, with the daffodils. Again, you've got thank you, happy birthday, birthday wishes. It's time to celebrate. Other sentiments on that. Then we move to this one, which is Spring Has Sprung. So you've got your crocuses there as well, and tulips, I believe, too. I think you've got some snowdrops in there as well.
Got some Lily of the Valley.
Lily of the Valley, lovely.
Yeah,
So how many
lots of different
stamps are there?
stuff in
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's about 12 stamps in there. Okay, so that's in there too. And then the last one is your floral silhouette, which was one of the ones that we showed you on the finished cards a few minutes ago with that lovely kind of squiggle background to it. And you've got make today ridiculously amazing. Wake up, smile and tell yourself today is my day. When life gives you a beautiful day, make beautiful memories. So that top row, final price is now on screen if you want the top row of those stamps. Brand new today from Amanda and Honeydew. It's on a two-way split pay. It's $57.50. And on split pay, that's $28.75, the first payment of 2. So if that's what you've fallen in love with, you want the A5 stamps, they are available. LXHN97, that's the only way to get the balloons, because the balloons did sell out singularly earlier, but you can get them in that collection if you want. LXHN97. Then if you want to go for the next one, which will be your A6 stamp bundle, which are basically 4 sets of stamps here. So let's have a look at those for you. We've got here your Magnolia. Crocus is the next one. Clematis is the next one. And then your Clematis Spray is the other one there as well. So if you love your florals, that will be the one to go for big time. $37.50 GMHN40. Constance in Greater Manchester, hi to you. You're in straight away for those. $37.50 GMHN40 for those 4. And then finally, maybe you're a stencil fan and that's what you're after. These stencils, I love them. They're quirky and they work so well with the actual florals. The florals can be quite traditional, but that picture I showed you, or that card I showed you earlier on, which was, which one was it? This one. That squiggle with that floral, I mean, it's traditional and quirky together, isn't it?
It is, and it's something that's so quick and easy to do. I think it's less than 5 minutes to do that card.
Wow.
And that would probably include cutting it out as well.
Absolutely love it. So the stencils, wherever possible, you're going to get the positive and the negative, the mask and the stencil. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4 stencil sets for £32.50. And if that's your introduction to Honeydew and that's all you want today, that's fine. But we have got the other stamps available as well. And yeah, I love them. Absolutely love them. They're different. They're unusual. They're top quality. They are available for $32.50 if you want those. Those are the only ways now that you can get the stencils and the stamps is either buying them individually if they're available or in the sets, because the big bundle has now completely gone. So IZHN04, and all of them are on the website, and that's an easier way for you to see them close up as well. If you haven't been able to see exactly what the verses say or exactly the smaller stamps or whatever, go to the website, hobbymaker.co.uk, and you'll see them all there. And Anne in Buckingham, Sheila in Leicestershire coming through for the stencils on their own, IZHN04. And we do have some other stencils in the show, which we'll show you a bit later on, I think, as well. Yeah. Okay. Right, back to you then,
we are
Amanda.
Daffodil Delight. I think this would make a great Easter card.
I think you're right.
And I'm just going to pop some water on there while I remember to do it. Right, so we have got our Daffodil Delight large stamp. And it is a big stamp, but it does fit on a 6x6 card.
Cool.
Because people look at the larger A5s and think, oh, that's not going to fit. If you're a 6x6 person, it does. In fact, I think this is 5.5 inches. Don't hold me to that, I'll double check it.
Okay.
Just a couple of things. When we have a circular or a large stamp that's got a hollow in the middle, we make sure the photopolymer stays there, the sort of extra piece of photopolymer, so to speak, instead of leaving it hollow. That means that the stamp stays stable when you take it off the carrier sheet.
Right.
So when you're inking up stamps like this, be careful that you ink around the edge. When you put it down on your stamp or on your block, roll it on there and make sure that you don't get any air bubbles underneath.
Okay.
Just a little tip, because otherwise, if you are too heavy-handed with your ink, you're going to ink up this bit. When you press down, you're pressing all over the stamp and you'll give that extra push. You'll end up with a little bit in the middle, and you don't want that little bit in the middle.
Right, got you.
So ink around the edge of your stamp as best you can. Obviously, you can't be 100% that you're not going to get that bit in the middle. But just be, if you're aware of it, then you've made an effort.
Yeah.
So Versamark ink, so it's a sticky clear ink. And we're going to stamp that down on here.
Lots of you coming in for the masks and the stencils. Patricia in Bristol, Sheila in Leicestershire, Joyce in West Yorkshire, Crafted. We've nearly sold out of the stencils on their own, actually, so good luck.
Grief. Right, so plenty of pressure. It's a big stamp, so give it time to allow that ink to transfer onto the cardstock.
Yeah.
And then we're going to pull that off there. Now, obviously, you can't see anything. We're hoping that that image has stamped out in full, but just in case it hasn't, we do have one we made earlier. So this is the white embossing powder, our white. If it's not on the brand shop yet, but it is coming to the brand shop, so
Okay.
hold out for that. Give it a flick to take the excess off. And then try and get that all back in the pot. That was an extra full pot.
Lots of our suppliers say to us that they get orders virtually every day from our website.
Yeah.
So,
We have since we've launched. So
really?
yeah, it's been really busy.
Good.
So we're going to heat up from underneath. That again is purely my own choice. You don't have to do it from underneath. If you're happier doing it on top, feel free. There is no right or wrong way to do this. Heating from underneath does take a little bit of practice because it's easier to burn your cardstock, which you don't want to be doing.
No.
It's not really a nice look. So we're just going to heat that as quickly as we can.
And I never get tired of embossing like this.
I know, it's just so fascinating, isn't it? I think a lot of people get into crafting by seeing this. It's the first thing they've seen done and they're like, oh my goodness.
It's that first eureka moment. Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how long you've been doing it for, you still sort of, if I wasn't on TV, you just stare at you get completely mesmerised by it.
Exactly. By the way, we are also going to show you before 8 o'clock tonight the new Hobby Maker pin badge and pen and highlighter pen with a discount code attached to it as well. That's going to
Now,
be
all the
great.
sentiments that come with this on this stamp set, we have got, let me just double check. It's got happy birthday, thank you, birthday wishes, and it's time to celebrate. All fit in the little gap here as well, which I don't know how close the camera can come in on that, but you can see that there's a little gap there that these sentiments are designed to fit inside.
You can zoom in so you can see everything fits.
So that just goes on there. Again, a little bit of white on there. I do recommend if you're stamping sentiments, try and avoid the embossing powders that have glitter in them. You'll have a much crisper image for your sentiment, particularly if it's a nice scripty one. It gives you a cleaner finish on that. So we'll just heat that really, really quickly. Now I'm going to use oxides on this, but I'm going to paint with oxides. So I've just popped a little bit of water on my mat, and then I'm just going to squidge some of my colours on here. And we are going to go in with a paintbrush. You don't want your paintbrush too wet, because this isn't watercolour cardstock, it is just regular cardstock.
Okay.
So just take off some of your excess. You're going to pick up some of your colour on there. And because if you're not great at colouring in, the embossing powder helps you stay in the lines.
And we have actually got the oxides on our website as well. Just search for Ranger or Tim Holtz oxides and you'll find them.
I use these all the time, they are fab.
Yeah. I love the chalky finish, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they blend so easily. Yeah, they're really, really nice to work with.
That's a real daffodil yellow.
Proper, yeah. So you're going to colour all of that in. Keep building on all your different colours We're going to pop a little bit of orange in the middle there.
Now that daffodil stamp set is $14.99 on its own. If that's your budget and that's the only thing you want, you can buy it on its own. Which ones have sold out individually? The balloons have gone, haven't they? Let's double check. Is it just the balloons at the moment that's sold out? I think it is. It was earlier on, unless that's changed. We'll have a little look. But
So as I say, you're going to colour all of that in, and then I forgot one that I did finish earlier. So that's what you're going to finish up with. I've added a couple of little gems on there, a couple around the edge of the circle, just to give it a little bit more of a lift. I'll wipe that out of the way, because if anybody knows, that mustard seed goes a very long way. And I've literally gone around the edge with the blending brush just to take the whiteness away, and it makes the white of your stamped image pop a little bit more.
cool.
I've done the same here. I've layered up a layer here and gone around with the carved pumpkin, and then I've put a white layer in between, which makes the whole card pop. And as I say, this does fit on a 6x6 card. So if you're looking to send Easter cards and that kind of stuff, and you just want to keep it within the smaller range for your postage, this does fit.
Perfect.
And that's how simple that card is.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It's not difficult. It's a great one to sort of stamp out during the day and then sit in front of the telly and paint it while you're watching.
You don't need
everyone on
to
TV.
make life difficult for yourself. You can do
Definitely
things
not.
very, very quickly. When you've got stamps like this that are so beautiful, you don't very often need to do much more to them. So if you want that particular one, the daffodil stamp, now the actual stencil that is in danger of selling out is the squiggle, which is that one. That's probably the card that's made you want it. So there we are. Look. So the stencil that gives you the squiggle. Now it's not easy to see it because you've actually got the filled-in centre, which is in
you get two sizes as well. So you get the big one, and then there's a smaller one with it as well.
So if I show it to you, if I grab it, it's bottom in the middle. So that one there, is that it?
That's the one.
There you go. That's it. So you've got the positive and you've got the negative, and you've got a big one and a little one. There you go. So you can mask it as well as using a stencil. So if you want that, it's $8.99, but it's limited stock if you want that one. Please be quick. I don't want you to be disappointed and miss out on it. VQHN24. If you want all the stencils, that's still available as a bundle with a discount, because look at what you've got there. I mean, they make amazing corners. The fact that you've got the angle, you've got the straight line at the bottom, and then that lovely swirl to it too, really unusual. And that one there is your floral flourish, which of course Amanda used in that first demonstration. Then you've got these as well, what you can see here with that kind of distressed frame going around the outside edge. So with the other stencils we've got in the show, which I think we can show you quickly before we go on to the last demo, or the next demo. Now this is Scribbles stencil. Now these are completely apart from the main collection, okay? These are different, but I think you're gonna love them. Look at that for a finished card, and look at that for a design. I mean, these are beautiful, and they're a little bit quirky, a little bit out there. It's a little bit out of space, maybe with the circles, but then you've got that floral, and then that almost like a tornado swirl in the middle of it. But how very different and how beautiful is that one? So this is £6.50 if you want this one. CWHN03 for £6.50, and that one's called your Scribbles stencil. We've then got your bold brush strokes. Now again, this is going to give you the positive and the negative. This one is $8.99. This reminds me of the program Art Attack.
It does. Do you remember that, Mike?
Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah. What was that guy's name? Was it Neil?
Neil something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember his surname now.
I used to love it.
Eh?
I used to love that program.
Yeah, me too. So there you go, that kind of look of complete random brush strokes, but the stencil's done it for you. Again, you've got the positive and you've got the negative, the large and the small, only $8.99, love that. Then next we've got the lovely bubbly. Bit of Del Boy there maybe.
Lovely bubbly.
Lovely bubbly. So this could be bubble bath, it could be celebration bubbles like champagne. How cool is that? It could also be maybe a crumpet, it could be a bar of cheese, anything like that. There we go, look at that. Isn't that lovely? Could be washing up bubbles, absolutely, anything. And look at this one, just with a fine liner, just going around some of those circles, quite randomly, you don't have to do it accurately, creates a kind of almost like a stitched look to a degree. So £6.50 for that one. And again, you can emboss with these as well, of course, colour through them. Absolutely. So they can go through your embossing machine. Then we have this one, which is your paint splats.
So that one, the card you just showed with the, that was like Art Attack, that's got the paint splats and the brush strokes on it.
Right.
So it's a mixture of the two.
Actually, those two together will be a great shout, wouldn't they, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I just show you. So there's your paint splats and the brush stroke in the middle. Yeah, that works a treat. So if you want both of those, that'll be less than £20 for both of those. But the paint splats are fantastic. That's the sort of thing you'd never, ever be able to recreate yourself if you did it with just a paintbrush
You
and
couldn't.
paints.
And the nice thing about being with stencils, as I mentioned earlier, you can shade them. So we do them in stamps as well. But to do them with the stencils means you can get the different depths of shade with them.
And again, you've got the pop-out mask element to it too. So you're getting kind of two for the price of one. And then quickly, the last one is this one here, which is your funky line stencil, your funky lines. There we go. Isn't that great? Very kind of teenagery, maybe that one, quite technical.
Great teenagers one, a great men's card.
Yeah.
Both those, both that and the one that you just showed previously, would be great for teenagers
Yeah,
because
definitely.
they are really difficult to work.
I don't know what your budget is, but if you've bought something today already, remember you only pay the P&P once. Every time you buy something during our birthday event, you get another entry into the prize draw. You could win, just by buying that stencil for £6.50, you could win yourself £2,000 worth of goodies. But unless you're putting your entries in and buying things, you won't be in the draw. Background squiggles now sold out in the main collection. The only way to get it in the bundle for £32.50, okay, and that's going to give you all 4 of the new stencils. And I think most of these have now gone, so it's a case of how quickly you can check out your baskets. IZNH04. Good luck if you want all 4 of those. I think it's just about to sell out, so that might be it.
Right, so we're going to go for crocuses.
Crocus is next, okay.
So anti-static bag. If you don't know what this is for, it takes out all the moisture. So it means that you're not going to get like your fingerprints and stuff, particularly with vellum.
Yeah.
So I tend to anti-static as much as I can with those. So again, inking up with a sticky ink, so our Versamark ink.
Mm-hmm.
But you can emboss on all pigment inks.
Right.
So if you haven't got one of those, obviously the Versamark ink is designed particularly for embossing. So it's stickier and it stays open for longer. But onto vellum.
Don't you find crocuses are a flower you don't very often see in stamps? You see sunflowers and daffodils quite a lot, but not crocuses.
Because there's quite a lot of detail in a crocus, so it can make it quite difficult to make it look like a nice image. So yeah, we've worked hard on this one. I've been trying to do crocuses for years, but we finally got there, I hope.
Now you've done it.
So this comes in 3 different styles, sizes, designs on the stamp set. So again, give that a flick to take your excess off.
Yeah.
Pop your excess.
Is it hard to believe this is your 50th collection?
I couldn't believe, when I was working on this, I was like, where did I get all, that's over 500 designs I've done.
Blimey.
That's a lot of designs.
Yeah.
I don't know where some of them come from in my brain, and I'm like, where did that randomness? In fact, I think you and I worked together when I launched the paint splats and paint splodges and the paint and the brush strokes, and I was terrified.
Right.
Because they weren't really our style. We've always been flowers.
And they did really well.
And they flew out.
Yeah.
Absolutely flew out. So again, we're going to heat the embossing powder on the vellum. So hold the vellum in the air. That allows the heat to travel through on your vellum, and it will mean it won't, you shouldn't
So
burn
you'd
it.
rather do it on top with vellum?
With vellum, I do it on top because it melts it a lot quicker than
Gotcha,
if you do it from underneath.
Right.
And also, with the vellum, you need it to heat quickly, but don't go back and be tempted to do that extra little. Just make sure it's all done. Just do it, go over it once. You're then going to flip that over, and you're going to take some colour, and you're literally just going to scribble on the back.
Got about 6 minutes left to get your name onto the wheel. If you would like to win that first card that Amanda made about half an hour ago, studio@hobbymaker.co.uk, name, address, and your customer number will be great. You might be a winner.
And again, you're going to cut out. Now, with this one, I have cut it out very close to the design. But if you're not confident enough to do that, don't worry about it. Just give yourself a little edge. It's absolutely fine.
Perfect.
I've also done a sentiment here, which was from our Daffodil Delight, the thank you. And I've just backed that onto a piece of vellum. But obviously, to stick vellum down, you kind of need to hide it behind the glue behind it. So we've popped the sentiment and given ourselves a vellum border for that one. I have my card that I've already made up. And again, this is just a piece of cardstock, white cardstock that I've inked up. So it kind of brings everything together. Mm-hmm. And then we're just going to pop these on here.
If you want the Crocus collection on its own, it's only $9.99.
So I have done all 3 designs from the set, because you get all of these within that set. And it's one of our $9.99 sets, so it's not out of everybody's reach. And then kind of just, you're going to be sticking them down where you've got a heavier concentrate of the embossing powder, because
So
it
you
will
can't see the
hide
glue.
your glue.
Yeah. Good tip.
Because when it dries, although it dries clear, you can still see it through vellum. So we just stick that down. Again, remember, work with that image and use that to your advantage for sticking your vellum down.
Is your next collection already in production?
It is scary. I just don't know where, I can't believe we're in March already. I don't know where this year's going. And yes, we are all getting ready for the next one.
And you're not with us next month, but you're back with us.
We're back in at the end of May, I believe.
End of May,
Yeah.
okay. But remember, even though Amanda won't be here on TV, her products and the range will be on our website. All of our brilliant suppliers have got what we call brand pages on our website. So just go to the brand section, you'll see all the big companies, you'll see all the family businesses as well, and everything there that's in stock you can order at any time. You don't have to wait until you see Amanda on the TV. So.
And you'll see us around on the show circuit and stuff like that. We've got some workshops coming up as well.
Yep.
We've got some I think we've got some space left on our second. I can't believe it. We've had to do 2 days in Newcastle because it's so busy up there with our workshops. So we've got a couple of spaces left on that one. We're in Coventry, we're in Suffolk, and we are finally back to Greater Manchester. That was our first ever workshop.
Brilliant.
And we're now back up there next week. So it's all go. So that is just such a simple card to do. Again, don't be scared of having white space on your card.
I think a lot of people are scared of white space, and there's no reason to
Absolutely
be. And to
not.
be honest, I always say this about cards that are quite minimal. Usually they're the ones that are more expensive
They are, I know. It's crazy.
because they
what
look
you'd pay.
classier, I think, sometimes.
Sometimes.
I think so. Okay, so $9.99 then gets you your crocus stamps, the A6 crocus stamps, under £10. Now, one thing I've got to let you know is we have got stock of the Hobby Maker badge and the pen. Now, eagle-eyed viewers, many of you I know, have been spotting that I've been wearing this for the last couple of weeks. It's our yellow Hobby Maker pencil badge to coordinate with the other two that have been in the collection. So there is your yellow one. It is still available, and you're also going to get, if you go for this item number, the Hobby Maker pen, which is the pen. Twist it, and it's a ballpoint. Take the lid off, and it's the marker. It's a highlighter. It's a highlighter and a ballpoint all in one. How cool is that? How unusual is that? And it really does highlight brilliantly. So you're going to get your Hobby Maker twist ballpoint and your highlighter. And on the back of the pin badge, there is a 20% off code. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You've got to buy the badge to get that code, which you can use to celebrate our second birthday. It's a one-off 20% discount code, but it's on the back of the packaging of this pin. So not only will you be flying the flag for Hobby Maker, putting it maybe on your bag strap or on your jacket or something like that. I know when you come to see us at the NEC or any other show for that matter, loads of you are so proud as punch wearing them, putting them on straps of bags, that sort of thing as well. But yeah, 20% off code on the back of that pin badge and the pen, $14.99? Nope. Nope. AXXC 56, $3.99. £3.99 for the pin badge and the pen, and 20% off code on the back. We have a limited quantity of these available. Most of them went yesterday. We did have a notebook deal. That completely sold out yesterday. So for those of you that got those, thousands of you got those. But we still have the Hobby Maker ballpoint pen with a highlighter in the top and the yellow pin badge. It doesn't matter if you haven't got the other two. You don't need all three of them, but I know lots of you have been collecting them. But Laura's in already. Hello, Christine. Hello, Crafter in Derbyshire. If you're a brand new viewer to Hobby Maker, then get this one as your first. There will be more colours to come in the future, of course, but the big deal of it is you've got your 20% off discount code that you can apply on the back. Okay, so if you're planning to buy something maybe quite high ticket value in the future or something like that, then get this today and you've instantly got a 20% off when you use that code once, okay? And you could, by buying this, because you could buy anything, you go into the draw to win a £2,000 prize bundle. There is the bundle. Lots of our suppliers have given us products to put into the bundle. You've got Gemini in there, you've got Hunky Dory in there, you've got Machines, Paper Dynamics, American Crafts is in there as well. Parchcraft is in there too. £2,000 worth of crafting goodies could be yours by buying this for $3.99. You just buy one thing, you'll have one entry. If you buy 50 things over our birthday week, you'll have 50 entries, provided they're separate transactions, okay? So you get one entry per order, no matter what it is that you're ordering during our birthday week, which is great. I think we've got enough time for one more quick demo,
Should we go for it?
Yeah, go on then.
4, my goodness, 4 earlier, 4 today. So we're going to be using the Spring Has Sprung stamp set. So this is the collection that's got lots of different things. We've got bluebells, we've got lily of the valley, crocus, all sorts on there, some tulips. So I'm going to cut, I had cut 9 squares that are 2-inch square.
Yeah.
And then I've done an 1/8 of an inch bigger in black. We're going to layer these on top of each other.
By the way, the email's closed now for the giveaway. We'll announce the winner before 8 o'clock. Good luck, everyone.
So we're using a black ink, so black versus fine onyx black. And we're just going to stamp the image down. And we're doing a bit of stamping off the page. And you can guarantee that if I don't wipe that bit of ink up that's on my mat now, it will go everywhere.
All over your clothes. Well, mind you, wearing black, so it wouldn't matter.
Oh, it'll blend in a little bit. And then we're going to take some of our crystal clear. For the first time ever on my last show before I came here, I mixed my white, tipped my white embossing powder into my clear embossing powder in the middle of the show. So I'm really desperately trying not to ever do that again. And then we're going to heat this up. Please mind your fingers when you're heating up the smaller pieces. These heat guns do get very hot.
That's where little grippy tools or tweezers come into their own right.
You can get those little crocodile clips and stuff. They work great for that.
Yeah.
I think I've just got fingers of asbestos these days.
Over the years.
So we'll heat that up. Once that's dry, and again, the reason I heat from underneath is it stops this embossing powder bouncing around too much, particularly when I'm doing something like this, because I'm going to be colouring it in.
Yep.
So I need it to be. And again, we've got a couple of the snowdrops here. Ink it up, lots of little light taps rather than too much pressure. And then we'll pop those on there. And you're going to do the same thing. Embossing powder and heat that up. I have already got it done, so I'm going to jump ahead. Now, when I'm colouring onto embossing powder with pens, you do need to make sure that you have a piece of kitchen paper beside you so that you can blot this as you go along.
Yeah.
Because the ink will sit where that embossing powder is and it will smudge when you go to press it down.
Now, Amanda, the A5 stamp bundle we got on the screen, we literally are the last couple to go through.
Goodness.
They're fully allocated, meaning that everyone who's got it in their baskets, if you check out, that will be a sellout. Another sellout from Amanda on her first day with us at Hobbymaker.
It's been mad.
It's been great.
Absolutely bonkers, but it's been lovely. It's been so nice to be here. Thank you to everybody that's made us feel so welcome.
You're part of the family now.
Moved in, feet under the table.
You're
So
stuck with us now.
I've done lots and lots already, and I've stuck these ones down. Little trick, you can buy sticky tape, which is a well-known brand that's yellow, that's sticky at the top, but you can buy it in a roll. And when I'm positioning these, I fold it over and kind of work out roughly where I want my positioning to be. And that helps a lot when you've got these bigger collections to put, and bigger gaps and leveling off. And if you're not precious about it being perfect, don't worry about doing anything like that. But if you want to, and never press it down hard until you're happy with its position.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, wet glue gives you a little bit of wiggle time, doesn't it?
It does. So I've positioned those as best I can. And then we're just going to push it down without moving it. So as I said, I did these ones earlier. And I've put them onto a larger sheet. And I have inked around the edge just to make that pop off the card. Mm-hmm. So now they're all together. And you could do these if you just wanted it in a 4 on there rather than the 9, or you don't even have to fill the whole card. But I just thought this was quite a fun. The whole idea of this card is to let everybody know spring is finally here. And do you know what? That's going to drive me insane.
I didn't think that this morning when I was driving here, but
no, I know.
When I arrived, it was certainly sunny.
We were exactly the same when we left. I was like, my goodness, all this rain. So that is how simple that card is. Spend a little bit of time choosing the flowers you want to go in those little individuals. And what a great card to send through for Easter, or just to say hello, I'm thinking of you.
Absolutely. Well, these stamps are brilliant. Remember, we still have we got the top, have we got set 1 left still? Still got set 1. So if you're wanting the larger ones, remember, they're the A5. So you've got the birthday balloons. That's the only way you can get the birthday balloons, is to get for that, go for that bundle on the top there. And that's got the crocus in it, of course, as well. You've got the beautiful daffodils in it. And that stunning flourish at the end there that I showed you earlier on. There we go. Isn't that just amazing? With the squiggle stencil behind it. That's just so chalk and cheese, but it works. You've got modern squiggle and a traditional flourish, and it just looks $1 million. It really does. Now then, earlier, Amanda agreed very kindly to give away the first card that she made of the show. So we then said, okay, it's going to be a Davy B's Lucky Dip, and we had a massive response. Thank you for all of your messages and your emails. This is the card that could be yours, and Amanda's very kindly going to sign it as well. One of you that's on the wheel will win this. Now here's the wheel. Here comes the wheel. So let's give it a spin, and everyone that sent their messages in and sent their names in, here we go. And the winner is Sharon Tidmus. There you go, Sharon, congratulations.
Well done, Sharon.
You have got that card coming from Amanda. I'll give it back to you, Amanda, so you can sign it.
Thank you.
Thank you to everybody else for taking part. Sorry if you didn't win, but we'll do it again, I'm sure, very, very soon. We do it quite often here at Hobbymaker. But if you want to see what Honeydew has got for us in the future, always check out our website. Remember, if you go to hobbymaker.co.uk and then the brand shop, you'll see every single supplier that we have here at Hobbymaker, including, of course, now Honeydew. And you can just click on there, see all the products. Because is it stamps and stencils normally?
Stencils, there's a few dyes in there as well, so
Glues?
there's a mixture of
You do
everything.
glues too?
The glues will be coming and the embossing powders are coming.
Okay, that's going to be coming in the future. So remember that, even though Amanda won't be with us now until May, her products will be and are on the website along with everybody else's as well. But if you do want to go for, remember we've got the A5, we've got the A6, and we've got the stencils available. I think the A6 is about to sell out? Yeah, the A6 is about to go, which is the second row. A5 we've got a few more of, but that's the only way you can get the balloons, and that's what the balloons are just there. And the stencils are about to sell out as well. So the big collection's gone of everything, but you can still buy a few of the odds and a few of the individuals. And don't forget, all the other stencils that we've got available for you from Honeydew are here as well. We've got, remember, the paint splats, we've got the scribble stencil, we've got the brush strokes, we've got the bubbles. They're all there for you. If you check the website, you'll see them there. All at amazing prices, really, really great prices. So on the screen, we've got the masks and stencil bundle for £32.50. IZHN04 is the product code. There's more people want this than we actually have stock. Now, the way our system works, just in case you're a little bit confused about that, if it's in your basket, it's not yours. It's only when you check out that it's yours. Having it in your basket doesn't mean it's reserved for you. It means it's still fair game. Other people can still get it. And then when you go to check out, it says sold out, and you feel really, really frustrated. That's why we don't charge you for the phone call. That's why we don't charge you when you're ordering on the website either. So you can check out as many times as you like during the day. It's just one P&P of £3.95, but it's checking out that's key. That confirms your order. Amanda, great to see you.
You too.
Great to have you here with us.
It's been fabulous. Thank you very much to everybody.
Safe journey home. I'll see you day after tomorrow. Gem Collector, though, is on the way next.